Eddie Morrison is a nationally recognized award-winning sculptor living a passion-filled life in the heart of Cherokee country. It turns out this land that now inspires his artwork was also a place of refuge for Eddie when life as a young boy got tough.
They call me Eddie Morrison. I am a sculptor. I am Cherokee, and I am very proud of it. So it's been a long, hard road, but I've made it this far, and hopefully I've got a little ways to go. Someday they'll find me with a chisel in my cold, dead hands, but that's who I am. Well, my stepfather was he went to welding school, and we all packed up and went to South Carolina for what they call the bomb plant. It was the atomic energy plant down in Savannah, Georgia. I was fairly dark-skinned, and when I go to school, very racist, very racist. I was beat up. I mean, I had to walk a gauntlet almost to be at school there. And I always tell people, I said, and that kind of made me gun shy. And ever since, I've always been kind of, I guess it's been a struggle to speak in front of people. Well, I lived there until I couldn't take it anymore, and I started acting out, and they brought me back to live with my grandmother here in Tahlequah. I was probably in the 4th, 5th grade, something like that. But, well, it was a long time overcoming that. I was raised by my grandmother, and her name was Jane A. Batt. She was a full-blood Cherokee, spoke and wrote Cherokee. I would watch her piece quilts and things and make her designs in them, and I was always fascinated how she could just, think about it and cut those pieces out, then make a real beautiful quilt. And she had a sister that would come and visit when I was a small boy, and she could draw, and I was always fascinated that she could draw like that. And one of her favorite subjects was to draw panthers, and she'd tell me different stories about the panthers and different things like that. And of course, I think that influences you to be around people doing things like that. But I'll take a stone and I'll look at it for quite a while. It's kind of like this stone here on the floor. I haven't really decided what I want to do with it, but it has a lot of potential just because of as I was talking about, the natural lines a while ago that come across it. I can see a lot of things in that. I could draw and do different things, so I said, well, I'll try painting. But it never really came real natural to me, and I kind of struggled with it. I picked up a piece of wood after seeing some wood carvings and stuff, and it came so natural I couldn't believe it. And then I heard about this man named Allan Houser, who was a famous stone sculptor. He was going to be a guest instructor through the Art Student League of Denver. So I saved my $400 and paid for a week's training up there. Allan took me under his wing because I was the only native guy, and he knew a lot of Oklahoma artists. He knew Cecil Dick, Willard Stone, and I was quite impressed with him. He encouraged me to go on to school at Santa Fe to the Institute of American Indian Arts, and I think that's when my career really took off. I learned a lot from him, and I always admired, even more than his art, I admired him as a man because he carried himself very well. I just think it was a blessing, really, to have met him and watched him work and had him show me and mentor me. I don't really try to win the awards anymore. Like I said, I can't compete with the new young artists, but I've won my fair share of awards over the years. And when I make a piece, I don't try to make a piece to win an award on. I make it for me and for the people I think would appreciate it. I became a Cherokee National Treasure in 2014. It was, I always tell people, I said that was the pinnacle of my career, I think. I'm very proud of that, to have been named a Cherokee National Treasure. It's a great honor, and it was something that it would take a lot to top it. I kind of grew up around people doing things with their hands and making, you know, quilts and crocheting and carving things out of wood and just creating things with their hands. And so I think, you know, you're influenced by that, but a lot of times I do think it's just in your DNA too, that creating anything, I think, to me is a mystery. Where does it come from, you know? I mean, I can look at a rock or a piece of wood and see an image in it. My work has gone all over the world, and it's just like a part of me going out somewhere. I like to think that if somebody thinks enough of my work to take it home with them or take it somewhere, that, you know, they're accepting me into their house. So very proud of that. I've got work coast to coast, and I've been blessed. And I tell people it's a blessing. It's to be what I do, to be given a gift that I was given. I still surprise myself sometimes. I can do a piece of art. I can sit back, it'll send a cold chill down me and say, man, did I do that? So.
Eddie Morrison is one of many Cherokee artists whose work will be featured and on sale at the annual Cherokee Art Market. This year's market is October 8th and 9th at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Tulsa. Of course, you can always buy authentic Cherokee artwork at the Cherokee Nation gift shop. Just visit CherokeeGiftShop.com or go to Osiyo.tv and click on links mentioned.